y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That. I am naturally Elise, and that is my bro,
JR.
and we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming back a face that y'all love to see. I can't say the same, but we do it for the people. So we brought back what you call yourself, ethnomusicologist, Mark Chappelle, one of the dopest music brains that I know, even though I can't stand him. I still think he's brilliant. Hey, bro.
Hi, Elise. I'm so glad to see you. And Jayara.
Me get the end. Like what the
See, I told you, I'm a good person. I'm a
you
nice
are.
person. And I'm going to try my damnedest this show.
Oh
Not let her
Lord.
get to me like she got to me before.
Oh God.
That's hilarious. But yes, Mark, for folks that who have may not experienced you before, let folks know a little bit or a lot about yourself, anything you like to share.
Okay, so I am a musician, I'm a writer, I'm a designer, I'm a mental health professional, I'm a probably some other things that I've forgotten because now I am old. So, um, I love music and I gave myself the title ethnomusicologist, but I feel like I put in mad work. I've been listening to Black music for a while and reading the credits and listening to the through lines in music. And the cool thing is, like, I met these two right here, and they're just like that too. So you get into the details of music. They've been in their headphones a whole bunch, and so it's always a fun time, like having a discussion about music, music that we like, music that we don't, because you don't just get like, oh, that's trash, or like, oh, that's the best. There's nobody touching that. Like you get the details, and so this is why I keep coming back, despite abusive incidents in the past. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to dwell on the future and everything's going to be great.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
Jayara,
Yes.
how about how about you tell our good cousins what we're going to be talking about today and why do you think it's important we talk about it?
I'm hyped to talk about y'all. We will be talking about Amel Larrieux, Infinite Possibilities. I am hyped to talk about this because these two here are huge Amel Larrieux fans for real. Like they love her. You know what I mean? So obviously, just look at their background clearly. So this is very. And then nobody has talked about. No, I'm lying. I'm lying because
Was that Groove
Dar
Theory
came on the
album?
show and talked about groove theory,
Yeah.
and we went in depth on that album for real, and it was really really fun. And at least thinking about that episode, it was so many times she was like, I love her. I love her like so many times. And it was like, we know. So when Mark said he wanted to come on and talk about infinite possibilities, I thought this was gonna be great. It's gonna be a great episode. Like for real. I'm gonna be learning a lot because I'm a fan, but they super fans. They ain't no stands, they ain't crazy, but they're super fans of her. So this is gonna be great. So y'all, I'm gonna start it off with y'all. When did y'all really become like diehard fans of Amel? When?
Okay. I will say I was not in at this. Um, but this happens to me because I always got to be different. Tell Me was like extremely hot in the streets. Like everybody was singing it. Like every talent show, somebody did it, and like I'm like this song was just playing everywhere. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. What I did like was a girl that liked it. And so,
That's how
um,
most dudes get on it anyway. But go ahead.
look, and which is funny because like I ended up like basically cribbing this girl's whole musical style because she was into a metal, she was into Maxwell, Michelle Cello, like who else? Like anybody who like really had talent, like she was my intro into having a good ear. I didn't. So like I gotta be like, yeah, I didn't quite get it. But
Mm-hmm.
um when
Everything you named, was I the girl you liked? Shit.
now I
Because
was
that's
about to say, now you know I ain't never liked you, but I'm gonna be a good person today. I'm good. I'm
It's
nice.
gonna be that type of
I'm
show,
nice and
y'all. But go
good.
ahead.
So yeah. No, Tell Me was too overplayed. It was so hot, it started getting on my nerves. And I've been like that with a whole bunch of artists' first songs. It was just like, yeah, it's too much on you. But then Keep Trying came out and like where it was just mid for other people, I heard that I was just kind of like,
Mhm.
yo, is that oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
And so like it's probably the same thing that people picked up on Tell Me, but it was just like in a vibe that could like access the mainstream. I wasn't in the mainstream. So Keep Trying and everything else got into me. Oh, it got into me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say Tell Me is not what made me a fan, even though I love that song. And I actually never got sick of it when it was out. Um, but it was the later singles that really kind of focused more on the voice as opposed to the
Mm-hmm.
production.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, she can sing. Cause tell me, I think I think a lot of singers could have did Tell Me and it would have hit.
I
I think.
agree.
I think that could have been the case too, which is why it was a song everybody liked singing. But another group did do it, and it wasn't even a
Yep.
single; it was a B-side. But y'all
Mm-hmm.
got to this on the Groove Theory thing. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that until I was writing about Groove Theory for Albumism like 5 years ago, and then I was like, oh, word? They actually did put this out. So later on, like, so for a while, Amel lived in Los Angeles and was doing a whole bunch of shows and clubs here. And I finally got to like meet her like in the mid 2000s. When I did talk to her about Tell Me, I found out she didn't like the song either.
Yep. Yep.
Didn't want it on the album. That was something Epic did. And they're like, okay, I guess. And then it became a hit. Okay, I guess. you know, I think that's why Trey Songz is on it because it was supposed to be for him at first, and so they just had some of his ad libs or whatever, and like that's wild. But I mean, Tell Me was that song for a whole bunch of people. It's just it didn't capture everything that I loved.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
That was me too. Like I tell me was all over the place, but keep trying got me. I was like, this girl, like I was like you, Mark. I was like, that's her. And then the Baby Love, then the remix came out. Then I
Right.
was like, oh, I was like, I like her, and that's what made me go get the album for real. But then it was them album cuts. I was like, oh, this girl can sing. Backgrounds are airy like I like, and she's giving me Ella Fitzgerald, some Sarah Vaughan, like all of that. I was
Hmm.
like, and a little bit of Joni Mitchell because my mom had put me on to Joni Mitchell at that time, so
You
I was
were
getting
on
a
Joni
little
Mitchell
feeling
back
of her.
then? See, I
Yes, my
wasn't even
mom
on
loves
your
her.
level.
My mom loves
It ain't
Look,
just it ain't just you, Mark, that likes a
her.
Jody.
I don't like
J.
the way you said
do,
that, but I'm gonna go
Elise
keep a good
do.
attitude. When did you get on? When did you get on Joni Mitchell?
Ooh.
Uh, in college.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I was a good 30 something before Joni
Wow.
mattered to me. And so like I was
Oh.
aware that she existed. I had heard her name. But like it wasn't what like that would have been like 2009 or something. Where I think because I got curious about the Ballad of Dorothy Parker and Prince was singing like "Help me, I think I'm falling." Like, who is this person that Prince mentioned in the song? And like, you don't just be mentioning nobody. Like, and I finally went back and look. I'm like, oh, it is a whole song itself. And then like I already knew about Big Yellow Taxi and that being like the thing behind Got Till It's Gone. But then I heard it like at 30 and I was cool on it. I feel like I'm super, super late. I didn't know so many people were on Joni Mitchell like that. I didn't know her and Shaka Khan been friends since Jesus was a teenager. I didn't know like all these people that aren't white have like, oh yeah, we know what's up with Joni Mitchell, the writing that I was brand new. So like Elise probably was on it before me. Now I feel like this is gonna turn into a clip and you're gonna be like, let me make sure that we let you know that you said this. Oh, but that's okay. She's too lazy to do the captions anymore. So anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God.
I do them for your episodes though.
And
Do.
do.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
Joni thing,
So
I wouldn't have catch caught that.
mm, I just with her and then what I after the album came out, what I really liked was when she did Never Enough on the Love Jones soundtrack. I love that song. And a lot of people don't even talk about that record for real, like on Love Jones, because you know what everybody go to the big songs
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Hopeless and Sweetest Thing and even Escapes in the Rain. But you know, but I mean, damn it, I tried to get through. I tried, at least I tried. I tried.
I see you.
But
Respect.
I love that record. So then it was like I was waiting for a second album for real. I was like, okay, where's the album at? What
Ooh.
I'm like, this 95. Now I'm listening, I'm like, this 97, 98. Like, what's going on? And
JR.
then I heard she just did. And then next thing I know, Doug Banks on WBLS was like, "Oh, this new record titled Get Up," and I was like, and he was like, "This is the girl from Groove Theory." I was like, he said formerly from Groove Theory, and I said
Oh, okay.
formerly, what? I was like, wait a minute, so they're not even together anymore? And then I heard Get Up, and I was like, I like it.
Okay, wait, 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 though. Was that before you found out that they tried to launch Groove Theory with a new vocalist?
Yes, that I didn't even know that because I was so like I didn't even hear about that to be honest until later down the line that they tried to put somebody else in her place.
Yeah, you know they did a whole album that got shelved, and like I've listened to, I don't think I've heard all of it, but like some of
Uh-huh.
it's actually out there, and I heard it and I'm like, okay, this would have never been Amel on this album, not doing these songs. So it's like it very clearly showed me the difference between what Bryce brought to the collaboration and what Amel brought to the collaboration. And
Mm-hmm.
like this is no shade to Bryce Wilson, who's very cool too. Like somebody who knew him was like, hey, like you want to meet such and such? I'm like, word, I would love to. He was cool too, but there's a difference between what they brought musically, and I think the thing that I respond to was something that was very specific to Amel because it was still present afterwards. But even before that, because I know you have a natural segue,
No,
You mentioned the weight between Groove Theory and something else. Bruh, waiting on the album that never came, that was like my first high school heartbreak. Like I wanted that girl to come back and I waited and I waited and I waited. I saw in a magazine in 97 that they had announced a new Groove Theory album coming like right around the time I was supposed to go to college. So I was like, oh, this is great. Like I'm gonna be going to a new city, doing a new thing, and
yeah.
there's gonna be a new Groove Theory album. And I was looking and I was checking, and that joint never showed. I felt so ghosted. I was so sad.
And then
So
and then when Get Up came out, it came out in October. The album didn't come till February.
they made you
So
wait
I
for
would
it.
say that like so this album was very like I was really anticipating. I bought the CD the first day it came out. Or like
Oh,
the first week it came out.
were you
Is
sitting
this
around this over and over and over again?
is this true? Because I've been looking online too. The album was done in '99. Is that true?
So I think the copyright on it says 99. It was probably done for a while. Um, and then like just happened to show up like at the top of 2000, what, 2000, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
February
So,
February 15th, 2000 was when it was released.
Right. Yeah. So like it was probably done for a while before that, and they were trying to find a way to market it. This is my guess, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
because Get Up was October and Sweet Misery, that single came out in January.
really?
Damn.
Really?
So she was on single number 2 before the even album came out.
Uh-huh.
So
Damn.
I'm just like thinking in reverse, that probably means that Get Up did not do what they wanted it to do, and so they tried
Hmm.
something else. And yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't want to get ahead of y'all. So
No, because it bothered me
yeah,
too, because I was hearing Get Up everywhere. Like in New York, they were playing it like crazy. So when I saw the chart wise, it didn't hit like that. I'm like, huh? Like, I don't get it. Like, I was hearing this on Kiss, Hot 97 was playing it, WBLS was playing it. Like, it was getting played. I think Doug Banks even had that as his morning song. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
it is a very more. It's called Get Up. It's a morning song.
hello.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. So, and then when I heard it, when I heard the record for real, you knew it was her because again, I knew her voice when she da dum dum da da dum da 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 dum dum. That's the shit that she did on Groove Theory Project. So I was like, oh, that's Amel. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But chart wise, it wasn't gonna do nothing because you know what wasn't on the R&B charts in 2000?
What?
R&B.
Well, you got a point there. You got a
You go
point there. Hip hop took over.
it was 75% the charts were all together, so it was just it won't know like songs that you remember in your head being a big
Mm-hmm.
song did not chart like that. But you remember hearing it, it was out there, but the hip hop charted so much higher than it. Because
Damn.
it was a
And
lot of songs I was expecting to see as number ones in 2000, they weren't. Because shoot, 2000 was, you know, Crazy in Love, yeah, Case of the X, One
Love is
Thing,
2003.
Bag Lady, Hot
House wasn't
Boys, all
back
that.
in 2000.
Those, a lot of those were not number ones, even though we remember them and we heard them. They played the shit
right,
out of all those
right,
songs. So,
right, right.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's amazing is when I go back and think about this album, I don't separate it from my experience of it. I don't know if this album was actually a hit. I don't think it did what they wanted it to do.
It
And
makes me.
because it hit me, I forget that it didn't hit them, that none of that happened. None of that mattered because of like she had me at hello. She had me at da 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 da, and I was like, I'm in. What you want?
Right.
don't try to put a wool over your eyes. Oh,
Okay, I got a question for both of you.
Yeah.
Do you remember ever seeing the Get Up video on TV?
Yes.
Like,
I
was it
remember they
actually
did what I saw it a lot on Video Soul though.
okay?
They played it like on BET. The only time that I really saw it on BET, honestly, is when she did it on Planet Group and she did it live. And then she did I and I. That you know how Planet Group used to give you a whole hour, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, of your stuff. And this is the neo soul era. So everybody would get their hour, you know what I mean? And I remember her doing that. And I think that was even after the album was out, I think. Because that's when we got it. Because y'all, I didn't get it in February. I didn't get it till the end of 2000. So that's when I saw her do I and I. That's when I was like, oh, I like this. Like, oh, I want this. And I knew because this is one of the first times I had my own money and I was working. And I was working at McDonald's. And I had my own money and I went and got it. And that's when I was like, this joint been out this long? Like, what the damn, like I missed. And I was just like, but again, we talk about 2000s were strong. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so many albums out that year. So it made sense on why. And then obviously Epic and them didn't push it like they should have. to be
Yeah,
honest.
and I got things to say about that too.
Oh yes, because it deserved way more than that. You know what I mean? Because and they get up with such a and this is the era. This is because a month before this is D'Angelo's Voodoo.
Yes.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
so I'm like, okay, you got that, and you got Amel, which is got the same thickness and all of that stuff. And I'm like, clearly, I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all think because Elise says that Mama's Gun is jazz, is it not?
To me,
Jazz is
Isn't this album very jazzy?
yeah, yeah.
So should
very. It's some songs that I'm like, I mean, yes, it's R. We could call it R&B because it's black, but this is a
right,
jazz tune,
yes, because she is scatting for her life on some of these
and not
joints,
just because
bro.
of that, but yeah, just the arrangement, everything. Like,
And
yeah,
I'm just like, why couldn't this get that what Mama's Gun got? That
Mom, Mama's Gun didn't have no charts.
Mama's
There,
Gun.
not
oh,
not in
you
the way,
right,
not in the way your brain, because you think of it as a classic album, which you know, and you
right.
think, oh, this went blew shit out the water for every it and it was a slower burn. It was no, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay. Making you saw where I was going with it. So yes, it did. It didn't. It Mama's Gun didn't do, but it's like in the 2000s.
I mean,
It's like
it did better than a Mel, but I'm just saying it didn't blow the roof off for uh for what they was expecting Erica to do after coming off of bodyism.
right, and that's why I'm just like in the 2000s. It be bugging me out why they don't name this. You know what I'm saying? Like Infinite Possibilities is just as good as these. So I'm like, why can't we throw a Mel in it? Which bugs me out, but I don't know. That's an
hey,
epic issue.
so I don't know what I'm about to say, but I have like a vague picture. I'm gonna see if I can try to sketch it out. Uh
Okay.
Kedar, Motown, them, they had a kind of vibe on everybody.
Thank you.
And
Yep.
so, like even the neo soul tag that people hate all labels, because a label is either very, very descriptive, or inaccurate. So like if it's super descriptive, people probably have never heard of it, but you know exactly what it is because it's like, oh, it's very like absolutely this place, this time, this style, that it tells you so much. But like the more vague it is, the more people can access it, and so it becomes super popular. As much as people hate the term neo soul, you still know what a lot of people mean when they say it. You know what they don't mean. What they don't mean is crazy in love. Nobody was going to call that neo soul. It was very mainstream. It was very almost pop, but it was still black. But for things like Mama's Gun, um, it had critical acclaim. Like, and I feel like I love Bagley. I don't care what nobody say, period. But I did notice that like it wasn't a whole bunch of singles that came from Mama's Gun. Like there was Didn't You Know? And feel like there might have been one other one that might have been like a promo, but like, yeah, no, they didn't run that album through the way they could have.
Mhm.
Clever was a single.
Okay, yeah. And the fact that I forgot
Oh,
Clever was a single.
oh, it
Was a thing.
was. Yeah.
I never heard it. I never.
Yeah, so they treated Mama's Gun like it was a flop. And yet, in hindsight, we recognize it as the classic that it is. Like Dilla was on it, like all these soul queerians was on it, like it was part of a movement that really helped shape culture. And
Yeah.
Amel didn't have Kedar believing in her. Amel had Sony, who had the muscle, but didn't have the investment, I feel.
Yeah,
And I resent
Yeah.
that
yeah,
because
and
it
I
was,
don't think they understood it.
they didn't. And like in hindsight, again, because I had the emotional experience of like these songs hitting for me,
Hmm.
by and large, like everything wasn't great, but most of it was great. Like the huge, the majority of this was just like, yeah, you can just run it from top to bottom for me. Uh, but yeah, I don't think anybody at Sony knew what to do with that. But yeah, I even have more things to say about that, but that's probably like for after we get through the actual music. So like, what's the thing you got next? Because I know you have.
I mean, we were talking about Get Up. I mean, it's the first song on the
It's
album, so
my
I mean,
song, yeah.
Yo,
man.
back when you used to have the first single as the first track, so they already knew like this is gonna hit, then that's gonna hit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because that joint hit. That joint is so. It's like it's so smooth and so freeing. Like that's what I love about it. Like it's like,
it is very warm.
uh, yes, warm. That's what it is.
Like
It's
if you have
very
really good
warm.
speakers, it's gonna make you vibrate a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the massage chair song.
Yes, yes.
And I could still play it now, and when people hear it, they get excited, or they feel they're like, oh shit, like it hits. And if they don't know the song, they still like it because it's I don't know, it's just
As much as I like it and liked it, I think even then I listened and I thought, I love this. I know everybody else is not going to love it, but I hope it does really well. I feel like I felt about Get Up the way we probably felt about the idea of a black woman running for president this last year.
Catch.
They're
Yeah.
not going to go for this at all. They're not going to go for this at all. But I hope I'm wrong. I was not wrong either time. So
Ain't no turning around on this one. And it's so sad. Like, oh God. It's like, yo, and that joint still thumps now. Like, I was leaving home, I'm leaving from work, and I had that joint turn it up. And it was like boom, boom. Like it's just whoo, it just hits you. I'm like, what was we like?
you
Why didn't y'all just get behind this, man? Damn.
but let me tell you why I thought at least people might hop on it.
Well,
Just for the la da da of something that refrain and how cool that sounded. I was like, well, maybe. I mean, but that is what people that fuck with the song like. I mean, even me, like, like that's what plays in my head. But let me tell
mm-hmm.
you, this was this was my neo soul spoken word artist time. That shit went all the way up in that crowd. They play that shit at a show in between the poets. Oh, motherfuckers got up, you know. Pun, I guess, pun intended, I guess. Like they got up. Like that went up
Mm-hmm.
high for for that crowd.
And
so
it kind of still gave you the groove of like, tell me. That's why I'm like, it still had that same thing. But again, the, I, I guess they didn't believe in it like that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
But it had the same kind of groove feeling of Tell Me, but that was 5 years. That was 5 years ago.
I think they were trying to make it referential to what was the huge hit for Group Theory, but knowing that she and this album were not going to be Group Theory at all. Like, because
nah.
you put out a single that is like you don't want to give people the Jeanne treatment where you get like, "Hey, Mr. DJ," and then Group Thing, then you hear the album, and it is none of that. Like they're on something entirely different, and then you feel like flim flammed, hoodwinked, bamboozled, like Plymouth Rock landed on you.
Run amok.
It,
Like Tweet,
Like
oh,
motherfucking Tweet.
like Tweet. You, it's that album ain't no oops oh my at all. Like
And
don't
if
call me. I
Dancer
know who's
ain't
going
no
to call
call
me.
me,
That's still my.
it Dancer ain't. I mean, there's not a song that even remotely sounds like either of those songs on that album. Like not even a little bit,
so,
except the fact that she's singing. That's the only through line.
right. So even when she did this whole album, they didn't do what they kind of did with Groove Theory. Like they made them do Tell Me. So they didn't hear this and be like, we need a song that we know is gonna, or they thought Get Up when might have did that. Because Mark, you said you heard it and you kind of knew like, nah, this ain't it ain't gonna hit.
And then when I say like that, I wouldn't say like I knew industry stuff. Then I was still seeing like, okay,
Right,
it's gonna happen. But
right.
I just heard it and I knew it didn't sound like the things that were like all up on the charts that people were talking about. And I
Mhm.
also
Mm-hmm.
knew this woman, like at this time, I didn't know if she was Muslim or what, but like she is fully covered up. And we're like in the Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears era. Midriffs are selling albums, and she is not midriffing at all.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, let's see how this is going to play. and it is what it is. But I'm very certain that the sin for this album was that it just was released too soon. By the time Neo Soul actually had like a foothold and was really like being respected as like its own vibe, Infinite Possibilities had already been out and cycled through. And
Yeah.
so like I feel like a project like this would have been had it come out the same time as say Acoustic Soul from India Ari. They've been talking about it in the same vein, talking about her like, oh, this new artist. They would have actually probably framed Amel as a new artist because when somebody goes solo, you can do like a whole rebrand with it.
Angie Stone.
You can do it. It just wasn't done for Amel. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Not at all. But it's still a great song. Get Up is a great song. I still rock it now. So, so
Oh yeah. Yeah, we never disparaged the song. We
uh,
fucks with it.
we just wish it would have did better. Because I think if the song would have done what it was, I think this album would have been way bigger.
okay.
Way bigger.
This is going to be a slightly hot take, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal because people got other things to do, right? But Brandy hadn't yet really been known for like layered vocals the
At
way she was.
all.
So like I think that really kind of like you knew uh, by the time Full Moon was out in 2002. But like we had to like get on that. Full Moon also wasn't something that immediately like people got. Like she was doing her own thing, and Jerkins was like on some other planet. And also like that album was short circuited because Brandy got pregnant and then they didn't know how to market it and there's a whole fiasco, whatever. But the fact that Brandy was layering vocals the way that she was hadn't really found not its place because people heard it as like, oh yeah, this is dope. But the respect came later for that. So when I'm hearing the way she layers the bop oh biddly bop oh biddly bop oh biddly bop, and then it's like it stacks of it, and then they're like agreeing with each other. It's not like it's never been done before. We've heard the beat
Uh,
like do a whole bunch of stacks of vocals, but the way
Mother
it's
Janet,
on
hi.
now, it's amazing. It's the thing I like about Get Up and about I and about Weather. Oh my God, all these songs. It's just the precedent wasn't already there. Like she was doing not stuff that was entirely new. It was just new to a lot of people. And so yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be slow on the uptake, but it's an amazing album. That keeps coming up, and it's one of the things that I love the most about this album, but that is not something that is immediately marketable.
That's true. That's oof.
Yeah. So then we get I and I.
I get so sometimes emotional talking about this song. Like this is how much I love this record. Especially when she's like, God made me just fine. That's why I got to be. And God knows what's in my heart. That's why I gotta be. Like that, and the vulnerability, I love that word, that she's singing on this, it just makes you, it's like you feel her, it touches your spirit. And again, we're talking about stacking and backgrounds and all that. Y'all know I love something familiar. It was bringing me back to Didn't You Know and Good to Me, as far as the stacking that she was doing. So I was like, oh man, like, oh girl, like I'm feeling you on it. It's like, oh my God, like you know what I mean? So it was just like this song is definitely one of my favorites. Coming after Get Up, and then she goes into this. Then I saw it. This is what made me go and get it because I saw her do it on Planet Groove. And I was like, I like this song. Like, she 2 for 2, but I'm like going to get this. And when I got it, they like, yeah, you about 6, 7 months late. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Look, she
You
was
know what my
finding
favorite
shots
part
on
of that song is though.
what?
But
I can't do it because I'm not a Bella Rue, and but she's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that, like my fucking head exploded. Like, what? This is dope. And then with the song I love about it, it thumps. Like it's it's
It's
got a
an
hard
anthem.
beat to it. So, you
Mm-hmm.
still getting some groove theory feels of just the fact that uh, that's it thump. Like the beat is heavy.
look,
Mm-hmm.
the tablas that I'm hearing in there, like the fact that we're bringing in like world music influence, that was something that I didn't recall hearing on Groove Theory, but something that was very specifically Amel Larrieux and LaRue because they worked together not just on this project, but on Groove Theory, which I forgot. Like his name's in the credits right next to hers.
I was just about to ask that because he's on there too. So I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
And
Hmm.
it's like, okay, when I
Yeah. We talked about that in the group theory episode.
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
now I want to go back and watch the Group Theory episode because I love the whole arc of this. Um, but yeah, like when I'm hearing those things, uh, it let me know like I was doing something different with Amel. Like she wasn't recreating Group Theory. She wasn't trying to do another one of those. And this is something else.
Hmm.
What was it going to be? I kind of like that not knowing. Look, I'm sorry, it has been 40 something minutes and we have not talked about anything with the second song. Don't we always do that? Then we end up rushing through the last seven. I could sit here and talk about I and I for another 30 minminutes.
We ain't rushing through the last seven, and this album only got 10 songs.
That's about it.
Okay,
We will talk about stuff as long as we want to talk
everything,
about it. That's
everything.
what this show is. Some of them is an hour and a half. Sometimes they 2.5. Sometimes they three, and we got to cut it up. I don't care. We're gonna talk about an album in the way that we want to talk about it. Okay?
So I have to tell you about the cool experience I got to have because it's not relevant anywhere else, but still, So when she was in Los Angeles, she was doing like a monthly residency at a club in Santa Monica. So like I'd never seen her live, so I was there every time it was posted, every possible time. I don't know if I missed a one. Um, and I'm in stand mode all the time. I'm always there, and at a certain point, Amel is doing I and I live, and she pointed at me and asked me to sing with her.
Oh,
She said, and then had me repeat it back to her.
yes.
And she did something else and had me repeat it back to her. And then she was like, and had me sit there and like try to keep up with her. I'm like, and I was like, come on, breath control. I don't know if anybody got a photo of it, but like in my heart, I'm like, I only need to do that one time that I'm just like, I hear this song and I'm like, I got to A and with Amel in my life. You can't never tell me nothing about nothing, never.
Could we before?
You might have
Right.
had a shot, maybe. Now, nah, nah.
That's dope. That's very dope.
Yes.
Oh,
That's so dope.
like yo, so her live doing these songs, like she has always been so free on stage. And like I didn't know how much you could play with sound until I saw her playing with it. So she never did one song the same way. Like she would switch up the band. She would tell them like, yeah, no, I want you to like lay out here and whatnot. She was a boss on stage. And so like when I go back and think, I wonder what it was like in the studio trying to figure out a way to present this one time. I don't feel like Amel was ever an artist where somebody else was saying, sing this, do this. That's her because she kept repeating it with albums subsequent.
Mhm.
Um, that's the kind of artist I like where you know, like, yeah, it's not just your producer that's making this sound and then they can give that sound to somebody else. Nope. You are the thing that I'm responding to here.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, another thing.
Mhm.
Does anybody remember a Sephora campaign that this song is likely referencing?
No.
Okay, because this is like a thing where like I have tried to Google and find it. I have never found it, but I remember being on the bus like probably in the 90s, 2000s or something, and I saw that there was a Sephora campaign where the slogan was "Get this look." And so when Amel is talking about in the words and in the picture said, and you can get this look too, I'm like, I think I know who you're talking about. So the way she came for the whole beauty industry almost by name, because like that's a slogan that's associated with the name. And then like, the way she came for religion, I wasn't ready for that, but she did not lie. Like, I don't think my God wants them judging me. It's like, oh, whoa. So separating the fact that the people who judge may not necessarily be the people who really know, love, and respect God. This album was fire. Booyaka, booyaka, shots. But you wouldn't have actually, felt it from the vibe because it was just as smooth as Get Up and it was bassy and it was like, yeah, it sounded nice, but she was really spitting that real.
Yeah.
And
It was.
look, I'm so glad to talk to y'all about this because I don't know if I can even fit all of that into the article about infinite possibilities, but this is stuff where I'm like, this is why it really hit home for me because it wasn't just okay, a cute pop song. She was talking about things. It wasn't just love songs. Oh, please don't leave me. Oh, I can't live without you. No, she was on like a whole expansive life as a woman, as an artist, as a writer, yeah, this is that stuff. I'm like, give me this, please.
Oh yeah. And yo, a bell gonna give you a song that's upbeat that like I say about and the Blue Notes, where you just
Hmm.
gonna be dancing and crying. Cause when you stop to really listen to what they saying, and you like, or dancing and praying, or dancing,
Right.
because you know when you get the subsequent hours like Brave Bird, like if you of what that song is about is does not align with
Mm-mm.
the does not align with the tempo. Okay,
Not at all.
those chakras are not aligned.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like I'm almost
And there's a
traumatized.
lot of songs like that in her, you know,
Yo,
in her
Brave Bird
catalog.
dates back to this album, right?
What'd you say?
Brave Bird dates back to this album, right?
I did not know that.
Okay,
No.
so this is why I have this. Yeah, okay, so this is a promo called Remixed Possibilities. It came out in 2000. Now it wasn't commercially available, but the first song on the back of this is Brave Bird. I don't know if you can see it.
What?
Yeah, the same Bird that ended up being on the 2004 album. I
Of the
remember
same name.
title.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, that's why it was familiar to me, but I thought maybe it was an early version. No, absolutely the same version. And like three remixes of Get Up, which um did you hear the remix of Get Up that has Most Def on it?
I have
No,
heard that.
Okay.
I haven't.
If you haven't find it, it is so dope. What I
Okay.
was that like if they really believed in the album, they would have pushed that. They would have like put
I was
some
just about, you got Mos Def. Y'all gonna push that. And he hot at that time.
and it was so like the remix was so
Mhm.
dope and it was so very much like it. I think the remix of Get Up was more like what they wanted um the first single to be. And but they probably didn't do that until after the album was done. And so they put it on this promo after the fact. But like Brave Bird, that it was timing was not right for this album. Um,
Mhm.
but they was on some other stuff.
But
And
I'm glad Brave Bird didn't end up on it because it makes sense sonically with the album that it is
It
on.
did end up on, yeah.
It
Yeah.
it fits the whole mood of that album. It makes sense with it. I'm glad it's not on this album.
okay, so I was trying to hold this, but I can't. Something probably happened because like the Sephora campaign that I remember, but I can't seem to find on Google. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy or something, but there was an interview that Amel gave where she talked about her experience after Infinite Possibilities.
Mhm.
And I can't say I remember everything, but what I specifically remember is she said that somebody that was working with promotion or the label or something said Amel needs to start making music for the niggas and she was having none of that. Now, I can't find that quote anywhere. I know I used to be able to Google it, and whoever the interviewer was, like you could find it on like Google Books, and I remember seeing it back in the 2000s, like, whoa, that's wild. Now, in hindsight, I think we understand even more how head ass that is. Like why would you say that? I know
Yeah.
why they would say it marketing wise. Like, look, we're trying to sell music that people listen to, and they were cognizant that Amel was doing something different. But that's like, this is racist. I don't know if somebody black said it, somebody white said it, but I feel like that probably like let them know, like, okay, they're not really behind this album. They feel like I should be doing something that's more commercial. And so when I hear something like say you want it all on Brave Bird, I just assume it's about this and the way they didn't back Infinite Possibilities. Look, Amel never cussed on songs at all until she said like you've just been signed to the three ring bullshit circus. I'm like, oh, she mad because
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
man,
yeah, yes.
somebody messed with the wrong one on this. And so like the two are related, but I don't think Brave Bird could have come out on a major label. And that one took a long time too, because they were getting their indie thing happening. But yeah, I don't know what all goes into that, but yeah, Infinite
Because
Possibilities was a great
she
album.
yeah,
left right after
because
this, right?
I
the
don't know
Brave Bird,
when exactly, huh?
yeah, the Brave Bird album didn't come out till '04, so it
Uh,
was a long break.
there's a long thing. So yeah, so you know Brave Bird itself existed in 2000, like this literal
Uh-huh.
CD that you can hold, and it was
Right.
out there. I don't even think this was like a Japanese import. It was like a US promo, which is weird to me. Like, why do you put a whole brand new song on a promotional like CD? Um, but whatever happened between 2000 and her leaving Sony, um, they didn't work this record the way they could have at
Yeah.
all. And you know how you heard certain things between like you had Never Enough on the Love Jones soundtrack, and I think she had a song called
Mhm.
Believe in Love that popped up on like a compilation somewhere. I only found out about it through Napster because we were doing that thing back then, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
But like
Done
I
fucked
didn't
up
hear it.
so many computers, but go ahead.
Well,
Livewire, Napster, and shit. Had my
All of
mother
it.
so pissed off.
God, bear share all that shit.
ruining
Girl.
computers left and right. Um,
Mm.
but there wasn't a whole bunch of ephemeral soundtrack compilation stuff that came out. It's like I don't know when the ties with Sony got cut, but like it was a hard stop to them promoting this album. And I feel like it had life in it that they didn't get out of it. There's so much about that. So, how
And
did you feel about Sweet Misery when it came out?
and that's what I was about to go into because I'm like, for somebody to say, the promotion staff to say she need to start making something for the niggas. Sweet Misery gives you that. As thick and as hip hop flair that this song is, you gonna tell
Yeah,
me
you even got some more than.
is I love that part. Come on, she come in humming. Who what? Like,
And the production on it is so hip, is so very hip hop to me.
it's
Look,
so groove theory-ish in a way.
I
look,
don't
it
even think it's groove theory-ish. It's just necessary. I mean, yes,
well
it is. I
because
mean, shit, she was the predominant
The
force,
it.
in my opinion, in it, her
Agreed.
and LaRue. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
but you know, if they wanted something that was in the same type of lane as Erykah Badu, this was that. And I thought the video was so beautiful. Um, I
Yeah,
don't
she
know
looked
why
beautiful in
you
it.
can't find the Get Up video on Vivo. They have not re-released that through official channels. You can only find the Sweet Misery video. I don't know what that's about. I wish I knew because I think I posted the Get Up video once because like I found it on TV, recorded it, digitized it, posted it, and then they're like, yeah, no, not that. There's somebody that has it up now. I don't know if they're gonna snatch that down, but it's like that video didn't exist. I wonder what happens that they don't when they're monetizing other parts of like an album like this, they don't have to get a video up. And it's so like it looks like it's actually expensive. They did a whole bunch of animation in it. I'm just kind of like, why are you like anyway, if you've seen it, you already know like that's not your everyday thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I don't know what would happen with that. Cause I love the Sweet Misery video. The three different oh, she looks so beautiful in it too. Like
And
just
like
like
Elise was saying, it's such a dancing and crying song. Well, not dancing, but like you'll be like, okay, with the hump, but crying with your drink.
yes,
Just body rolling and crying.
Yeah, you know?
yes. I love
But you know what?
yeah.
Now that I think about it, I don't. Yeah, the label could have been better and stuff, but I think it still would have only mattered to an extent because when I think about Mama's Gun, for them to get a single to really, really hit, they had to
Yeah,
give us, and I know I've talked about this in about 10 episodes, that
you have.
horrible fucking Bag Lady remix that I hate with the heat
Why
of a
are you
thousand
like that?
suns.
I love the
But
Bag Lady remix.
I hate it. I hate it. I think it's
Mm-mm,
awful. I think it
mm-mm.
I think it diminishes what the song is about. It's telling you to pack light and then you put this old heavy, stupid ass beat on it. I hate it.
Look, I feel
That
like
remix is not packing light. That shit is overweight on the luggage, okay? Fuck
I,
that song.
so if I had just heard the album version, I don't think I would have gotten it. And I don't think I would have been able to access it. That I think the focus of a remix sometimes is essentially just to repackage an artistic thought in a sense that will um, reach a different audience. And I think because I liked the track, like I was willing to listen to it, but then like I started hearing it later. And now I can appreciate the album version the way I couldn't have if it were a single. I would have ignored the album version as a single because where my ear was then, it was not going to connect. Not going to connect. But
Mm.
like, yeah.
Well,
So
I agree because I'm just saying I hate it. But as
it's
you were
not
starting
perfect.
to talk, I said, but I like what it did for the song.
Okay.
If I could have finished my thought, but
So
go
we
ahead.
actually agree.
Yeah, we do.
We agree,
Oh my
right?
God, write this down. Where's my pen?
Like I just want to put that on record.
Yes, it's
Not only do we
on
agree, but
record.
you agree
At
with
least
me.
if Mark agrees. Ooh.
It's 2025. All kind of crazy shit happening. So
But yeah, why couldn't this be the single though? The first single. Y'all think it would have hit differently if Sweet Misery could have been the first single?
I don't think there was a single on this album that would have hit out of the gate.
Mm,
There wasn't something with this album being as different as it was, as
yeah.
as New World as it was at the time. There wasn't anything on here where like, oh, y'all should have led with this. Mm-mm. Because she wasn't doing anything that was. She did not give the not a half a damn about the charts. Nothing. Nothing. Did not care. She was
Mm,
making music that was super authentic to her.
mm.
I don't know if they even discussed it with the record label or something like they do, like where the label's like, oh yeah, can you do a little something more like that? I think they might have just made this album and been like, here, this is what it is. Here's 10 tracks. Don't ask for 11.
True. Yeah, I mean, no lies there. I mean, shit.
I This is what I think, and I don't know, but it very much seems like it's a complete thought. But yeah, go ahead though.
Miss. I love that vocal run so much. Oh my God, on that. Uh, yep. 255 to 259. Yep. I know that time stamp.
What?
It
Oh
what?
wow. So you gonna like that? Look,
Yes.
this was my part. Because you reached in and stole my heart, and now I want it back. I'm like, what?
Yes.
run my shit, run my shit, nigga.
I love it. Oh
Oh,
God.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
mm, mm.
but yeah, that wasn't going to be a single that hit.
And like I said, the Ella influence on this is serious. Like just that, like that vocal run that she does.
Yes,
That's why I was like, is she inspired by Ella Fitzgerald? Then I looked and saw that she definitely was. So I mean, it makes sense. I was like, Ella is probably like, sing, Amel, sing, darling.
truly.
I just love her background because everything was her, like nothing else. It's
Yeah.
just her.
I, yeah, I don't even know if like there's anybody. Sometimes LaRue will sing backgrounds and like sneak
I
in.
was gonna ask, did he sing background on some of this stuff?
I feel like he might have been singing on Did You Know back in the group theory days or something. But because like he's a dude with a deep voice. So like he'll slip in there but then slip out. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, did I hear that? And Amel has an alto range, so sometimes I might think maybe it was her, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard her do some little. some little deep moments. So like
Yeah,
so yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So then we go searching for my soul.
This is my favorite song on the album for me. I love this record. Um, it's clearly timeless now. Lately, I can't even bring myself to watch the news.
News.
Hello, like I ain't watching no news. Not now. I don't feel like it. But this song, it just her again. It's just her backgrounds to me, and it takes me somewhere. Like I'm sitting in a car and looking at a field, and it's just like you're just staring outside and like you're really like searching for yourself, like searching for your soul for real. And it's just like I'm like the way she vocally attacks this song. Like I was just like, Amel, like she is so dope.
Well, I
Like,
like it. I like that her phrasing is so jazz in this song.
yes,
Like this is one of the ones I'm like, this.
at least
If you took out that beat,
yes.
it would just it would feel like almost a jazz standard. Like it.
And I'm an Ella fan. Like she's in my top 10 favorite singers. This type of song brought me back to like Rhythm and Business album with Ella Fitzgerald. Like it took me back. Rhythm is my business. Like when she was doing little stuff like that, like songs like Rough and all of those type of records on that album. Like y'all go back and listen to that. Just the things that she's doing vocally. I was like, oh my God, this is so jazzy. Like I was like, and I'm a Ella fan, so I'm like, she's giving me all that. And then it just her voice is just so soothing. It's very soothing to me. And this literally was like, yeah, let me go search for my soul for a second because I need to find it. And I felt like Amel was like literally like talking to me through this. So this is a favorite. Like it took me when I first heard this, it took me like 4 times to pass it.
Look, I so hard agree. What this song did musically for me, I don't
Mm.
yet have the words for.
Ooh.
But I'm never gonna say like Amel was the first person to do yada 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 because nothing is new under the sun, of course. But it was the first time I heard it. Like the first time I heard Keep Trying and she said, oh, oh. That was the first time I picked up on what a run was. Between her and Lauren Hill doing Killing Me Softly, that introduced melisma to me. It's not like the Clark sisters didn't exist. And it's not like Faith Evans wasn't already Faith Evansing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that hit me. So when I heard Searching for My Soul and she's singing in a specific mode, somebody tell me where to go. I thought it was staying, but now I don't. She said, it left an empty space, you know. I was like, wait a minute, what just happened musically? Like I'm a pianist, so I'm like, I know, wait, that's not the same scale she was singing before, but you can sing a different scale there and it fits, and you can go back into what you're doing before. It actually made me appreciate jazz more because I'm like, what are you doing? How are these things intersecting? I didn't realize you could do that. I've had so many moments where I'm listening to a male sing and I'm like, you can do that? That's legal? It was mind blowing for me. And I don't think she gets credit for that. Like it just, like I would hear her and think, is anybody else hearing this? And it's not super difficult. Like, so Layla Hathaway was probably doing things like this all the time. I hadn't heard the album with Joe Sample. Like Layla's had this facility for a while. Like when I was able to catch up to what Layla was doing, I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the things that I learned from hearing Amel. So like she has a musical facility, she's a musician herself, and she can sing different scales, know how they fit together, know how not to get lost, like navigating a subway line, and know exactly where you're going, get back home, not be messed up. I'm still fascinated by it, but like now I've heard it so many times, it's commonplace. But I can't act like then my mind was not utterly blown. My God.
Yeah. And there's something to be said, like when you're learning an instrument, has me learning the guitar has gotten
Damn, I
me
want
to
this again.
recognize things in music that I never paid attention to, or things that I thought were easy and simple, and they're not. And um, and why certain chords sound good next to each other. Why is the melody this, and how that relates to the key of the song, like all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh shit! Like it just has made me appreciate music 1,000 times more. Just of learning that and kind of learning a little bit of theory and shit. I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, she's a fucking magician because this is like,
And
yeah,
I wonder what she was listening to that's what she came out of it, because I'm sure she feels like she wanted to probably do something like she'd heard somebody else do it, and this is the best she could come up with. Like she probably wasn't everything that she even wanted to be, and what she is mind-blowing to me.
same.
Agreed.
Yes. Stop soul found? Check.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
Oof.
that fucking phrasing is just genius to me.
Oof.
Bro.
Yeah. Oh, chills.
That part.
That's the song when I first got the CD that I kept running back.
Yep.
Like it took a while before I got to even if because
Me
I'm just
too.
like I was like, what is this? I gotta hear it again.
Yep.
It was a while. I think I heard a sampler and I was just like, oh, what is it? Searching for my soul? Okay, like infinite possibilities. Okay, wow. Weather? Wow. Like, what is this that is happening? And so like I could not wait to hear this.
Yeah. So speaking of even if
Church. This ain't nothing but church. Period. Like this song is nothing but church. Is she? Because she plays piano, right?
Yes, I know this because uh on Unanswered Question, that's her playing piano on it. She wrote that joint.
What?
And I didn't notice until I was literally typing in the credits for it on the artwork, which I did. Hello, humble brag, hello. What? Yeah.
ice cream her day.
Right. Okay, sorry. The
Wow.
proper humble brag is, as big of a fan of Amel as I am, I actually got to do the artwork for Morning and Ice Cream Every Day. So as a
Her day.
yeah, like our day, right? That's my handwriting all over the cover. And the fact that I'm a huge fan of what you're gonna do for me, that y'all let me talk about for hours. Maybe that came up too there. It's the same thing.
It did.
Sometimes I'm
It's
like,
my favorite catch that. So yes, I know you did.
I don't know how I've gotten to live this life where I'm like, I get to do what with who? You could have told
Right.
me something before. You can't tell me nothing now. Nothing.
At
Like
all.
Yeah, sorry. Insufferable. But yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying this song is just
Okay.
church, really. And lyrically it's church, and the breakdown when she gets to that breakdown and just vocalizing, and the drums is drumming and she just feeling it. You know what I mean? Like it is just, again, this is just church with church shoes and all of that. Him and the pants and all of it. Like I'm telling you, like this is
Not the him, not the pants.
I'm sorry. It is. And mind you, I'm getting over searching for our soul. And then I go to this. I'm like, I mean, I can't take this no more. Like, I can't do this. Like, you got me there, and then you taking me to church. And just when I was losing my faith and I was losing my way, it came to me as clear as day.
which makes sense sequencing wise to come lyric wise to come after
It
Focus
does.
on That. So it
It
makes a lot of
does.
sense.
I was just like, damn you, Amel. Thanks, Amel. I love it.
I I do love this song, but I probably listen to this song the least on this album. But
Oh,
I love it. But uh
Look,
it in the run of it, it makes sense subject matter wise, lyrically, but sonically it kind of fucks me up going from Searching for My Soul to that.
so Y'all remember how y'all did me talking about any old Sunday on the What You Gonna Do For Me catch that?
I don't recall what you speak of,
You
sir.
don't recall what?
I
Oh,
have no
And
recollection.
how funny, it's the same track. Five. He's
Mm.
we consistent. I'm telling
y'all,
Touche. That's all I got to say.
I love this album so much,
you.
and I hate this song so bad. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I skip that shit every time. As soon as I hear
Wow.
"World never skip."
Yeah, I skip it. But I do,
Look,
but see, I don't dislike it though. But I skip it. I I
I
I don't
knew
need
we
to
were
hear
to
it.
talk about this, and I was just like, "Oh no, they finna get me again."
No.
No.
I
I'm
listened to it last night. I don't listen to this song, and so last night I listened through to it so I can be like, okay, maybe I got it wrong. Specifically, the thing that I dislike about this song is not so much the writing. There's a particular idiom that she's writing in where she's calling to mind yacht rock, soft rock. Like I think of this as James Taylor soul. I feel like it's respect for that era of radio, and I
I
love
got
that
you.
she's informed by that. I hate that she chose to wear this garment on this album, on this song at this time. It bothers me every time. And
Wow.
so I was listening to it, and like it's not like I like I'm like, what is it that you really don't like about this? It's the production that really makes me super, super angry. And like if LaRue hears this and it's just kind of like, bruh, like I feel like I've already said worse to him. So I'm like, I'm sorry, man. But like as much as I love Amel, I love this album. Okay, think of how Hello, It's Me hit you when you heard Groove Theory. And like it wasn't hip hop informed like everything else was. It was them playing with a live band, but like
Mm-hmm.
something about that vibe, I just wanted to like relax into it like it was a chair. I'm like, oh, just please hold me.
Mm-hmm.
This song to me feels very stiff, very stilted, and I don't feel like sonically the way the instruments were treated does it any favors. In my head, I'm like, what would I have changed for this to be a song that I could like? I would have killed the band. I would have got rid of all the bass, all the drums, all of that because I feel like it hobbled what really could have been a good song. If that was like her having a doo-wop moment and it was just, I'll be happy going, knowing that I loved you with all the backgrounds, I've been like, this is a cute little moment. I kind of like it. That band kills me every time. And so as soon as I hear Brown, never skip.
Jesus. Oh, Lord. Mark had a moment, y'all. Oh, wow. He, at least he had your moment. Like when you was like, I hate, like at least said about 4 or 5 times
because I
the
want
Drew
y'all
Hill
to know.
episode. She was like on the Drew Hill episode, she went in. So Mark, you had your moment. You had your at least moment. Cause oh Jesus. He said he heard the skip. Like, oh shit. Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh
The
Lord.
funniest thing is, funniest, look, so like all those shows that Amel did that were live, the coolest thing about going to her shows was I never knew what the set list was going to be. It wasn't predictable. She would do a song a different way every time. Her band just had to like rehearse her whole catalog. She would do anything at any time. And one time the band pulled out Even If, and I just had to sit there and keep my face straight. Like,
Man.
like I want to fight a little bit, just a little bit. I'm like, okay, woo and sa. But it's look, it's I mean girl that song. Like I see it and I'm like, you can't sit with us. Why are you here? Like I totally want to bully that song. Like I want to break its soul.
Not the mean girl.
You don't even
God.
go here.
Right.
Hey, but though, yo. The last thing we did was we talked about Minnie Riperton's
Perfect
Perfect,
Angel.
right?
Hmm.
So I know we got on Elise's nerves super bad because we kept talking about those bonus tracks.
We did. Oh yeah,
And
she checked
can we
us in the
talk about the real
episode.
album? Well, I'm finna get on your nerves one more again, right?
Well,
Okay.
you're the best at it. Play
I've
to your
experienced.
strengths.
I have expertise in it. Like I put in my 10,000 hours. All right.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Jesus.
So go ahead. Ethnomusicologize us,
Anybody needs
sir.
help getting on Elisa's damn nerves, please hit me. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm not using my
Hit
Twitter.
them. Like, hit them literally. Hit them up.
See? And that just tells you that I do great work. So back to the mini
You
thing.
do.
Think of how much we love loving you, how much it was everything to it. They did a version of that song with a full band that they probably
Man,
were going
yeah.
to use as a single or something because they didn't believe in it without the band.
Hmm.
And that thing, fortunately, has become a bonus track. It was something that never saw the light of day till that deluxe edition.
Hmm.
Even if sounds to me like the version of Loving You that has a band on it.
You know what, Mark? I can give you that. Thinking about it, yes.
And so
Yes.
this is where I'm gonna go extra on you. I don't know if you knew there's a version of Make Me Whole that has a band on it, and it sounds like Even If. It was the radio edit. They literally going to service this. It exists. It probably cost me $50 to try to get this joint. It's probably on Discogs also. But I didn't know there was a version that had instruments on it. It's got a radio edit instrumental, so I know they were going to try to take the song, they believed in that enough to press it. Um, but like you don't find this promo anywhere, and maybe there would have been there is a version of this with a band on it. And I think when you come to love the album version of Makes Me Whole, uh,
Yes.
it feels like an intrusion to hear the band on it. So now for me, when I hear it, now I don't know if I can find it anywhere on YouTube. I might try to post it. But it is wild to be like, yeah, this doesn't belong here. And I think the thing that bothers me about Even If is that that song to me should have been something else. Like I would have accepted it if they had presented it in some other kind of way. But as an artist, you get to present your work the way you want to present it. If
Hmm.
that was a moment that she loved that informed the art that I love, and so she honored it in that way, I respect that. You know, the fact that it didn't hit for me, it's no harm, no foul. It's whatever. Um, but it's so wild that this album is what it is to me, and me and that song don't get along.
Oh, I get it.
And it also points to, like, we try to say, if there's an album and you might not like a couple songs, you still can love the album, especially if the songs make sense in a way, or there's like a redeeming thing. You just don't like it, but you know,
Hmm.
um, you can still love an album, or album still could be a classic or whatever you want to call it if you don't like a couple tracks.
I mean, they be stripping music from album tracks with AI now. I kind of would be wonder what it would be like to just hear that without the music, just a cappella. Because I bet you I would be like, I think I like Even If now. So like if I go back and start listening to it and focus just on the vocal performance that she gave, I'll probably come back and be like, you know what, it's fine. I'll tolerate the band. I just want to hear my song. All right, well we'll see what happens with that, but don't hold your breath. Except you, Elise. At least you can hold your breath. Sorry, I'm a good person. I'm a nice person. I'm sorry. Old habits die hard. I'm I'm still a work in progress. Jesus is work on my heart.
Yeah. It's what we do. It's just what we do. It's fine.
Yes. Hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I yield the floor. You can redeem your time.
You're gonna be on the floor. So now we have infinite possibilities.
Da-da, da-da,
Keep
da.
trying part two.
Oh my God, you're right.
This is exactly what this is. When I heard, I was like, "This is keep
No.
trying part two." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is exactly what this is." Like, come on. If he chooses well, there's nothing that gets him down.
Yeah, you are right.
And a temper like a gun.
Come, come on now. Come on, shoulders. What's up, Easy?
Bless it. But
Yes. But I mean, shit, I love this record. Again, she's just soothing, man. It's
I
like,
love the quietness of this song
mm,
paired with the loudness of the lyric.
I agree. I agree. I thought, because when I said it, I was like, I was like, let me throw this out there first. Let me see what they're gonna say.
No, no, you were, yep.
Yes, because again, I know you guys are like, y'all love, I'm down. So I'm like, all right,
See,
JR,
we,
you
we
got to
don't we
come
don't want to
correct with these
traumatize you. I'm
two.
sorry, man.
whether we love it down or not, it doesn't invalidate whatever you feel about your
Of
song.
course, of
Yeah,
course.
but
I
like,
know y'all love this now, though.
The only opinions I like to invalidate are Mark's, not yours, Jr.
All right. The
woo and
infinite
soft. See,
possibilities.
see,
Okay.
I can handle that one.
Y'all two are a
Like,
mess.
and again, like you might feel a way about Common, but like I will forever stand on like if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
That don't mean that I'm hating.
Damn part.
I'm
And
not a
look,
Common hater. I like Common, actually.
so many people really hate Common. Now they probably were given reason
Yes.
to.
As a rapper, I like him.
What, you don't like his acting? He has an
Child,
Oscar.
For a song.
thank you.
Not for the acting. No. Mm-mm.
No,
Was that argument
but as
intellectually
a
dishonest?
no, but as an artist, as a musician, no, I'm a big fan of his actually.
Me
So
too.
Look,
Me
okay,
too.
mm,
so allow
Yes.
me this. What if Sony had like supported something like this and then say put a rapper like Common or Mos or Black Thought on Infinite Possibilities and release it as a single or put it on a soundtrack for like Brown Sugar or Love and Basketball where it had its moment to like get heard by people who were like about to really pick up on this sound.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they had really believed in this album and rocked with it, it could have been as important as it is to me for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Because that vibe is very hip hop. It's still very New York. They're
Yeah.
I mean, he might have put it out there, but I feel like people that are a fan of Common and the Roots and all that are also Groove Theory, Amel Larrieux, and know it. So I don't know how much of a new audience that would have put it on. I think it would put it on the same audience.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
And I mean, we said Good Day was on the Love Jones soundtrack, but it's a song nobody talks about from the Love Jones
That's
soundtrack.
very
So
true.
I don't know. I just think every time they came out, ears weren't quite ready for it yet.
Or
Mm-hmm.
honestly, then maybe the takeaway for this is Amel was probably something like Emily King, where she needed to break out of that system in order to be the artist that she was
Yep.
supposed to be.
Yep.
Now, the difference I think though is when Emily King was on J Records, I think I liked You and I, and nothing else hit for me on that album. Even though her
What?
voice was always,
Really?
yeah, like it didn't fit. The gears wasn't clicking together for me. Like I didn't feel like she was in line with the music they were putting her with, or the way they were trying to serve her to me. I'm like, okay, I wanna, but I couldn't accept it. But the minute she started doing like the Jeremy Most collaborations as an indie person that didn't have the pressures of majors on her, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? This I like. This allows you to be the artist that I wanted to hear, that I didn't know that I wanted to hear. And maybe
Right.
if Mel had stayed on Sony, she would have been more beholden to commercial pressures and it would have actually hampered the artist that I love, love, love. So maybe things happened exactly as they were supposed to. And it was an awesome thing that this album came out when it did, didn't catch on the way we might have wanted. and then became what it was so that the rest of her could be who she is. And I hope she's doing great wherever she is. She'd just be off the radar. She probably somewhere enjoying, coconut water and just organically grown vegetables and not worrying about any of this mess. Um, but man, I miss her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, but the great thing about her is we did get a lot of output from her. So we have a lot of things that we can go
Yeah,
to
and
Hmm.
listen to. So
agree.
I love that. Cause whoo, that morning album, baby. But like, whew, yeah.
Boy, man.
Oh, that album is something special. But anywho,
Mhm.
what we got next? Shine. I felt like that could have been a single. I don't know if it would have
I was
went
about to say that.
and done anything, but I think it would have made a good single. This.
I feel like it would. I feel like out of all of this it feels like a single. It's the way the sound was kind of around that time. I could see this really having some like very. It has a pop kind of twang to it to me a little bit. Well, popular, y'all, but it has that, and I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like this could have totally been a single and pushed the way it is. This could have been after Get Up for real. Because I played after Get Up for me.
Well, look, it is very consistent with the album.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
I would not have seen it as a single. I would have welcomed it as a single, but I've
Hmm.
seen it succeeding as a single, not as it is on the album. Um, this because like just as a listener, production wise, I know LaRue makes his tracks weird on purpose. He doesn't want to like listen to what is popping and then go with it. He wants to do something that is doing his own thing. And you hear that
Hmm.
all on Morning, on Ice Cream Every Day, and of course on Infinite Possibilities. So like when you're listening to this in headphones and you're hearing the snare and then the snares over here and then the snares over there,
I was just about to say that. It
I think
does.
I think radio would have hated that. I think it really would have like
You got a
ruined
point, Mark,
things for
because it
them.
does do that.
It
Like for me
does.
as a listener, it tickles me. It gives me all the thrills and I still love it. But
Yeah.
radio would have been like, nah, nah.
Good point. I just thought about because it does.
It is hard
Yes.
pinned, like almost like all the way right, all the way left, and then it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I got this feeling something is right. Destiny changing. I'm about to shine. I love that. Oh God.
Look,
Oh, I'm sorry.
this song was a life lesson for me. Like, okay, Elisa, am I gonna steal your thing? Because we do be on the same stuff sometimes.
No,
Y'all
go.
just was.
Really? Okay, so I was 21 when this came out or whatever. You still learn about life at 21.
Yeah. I
Mel,
was 2 weeks younger.
were you? I don't feel like you've ever mentioned that. Not once. So, this put me on game because when she says, experience has taught me what I need to take me far. Now I can mingle with my enemies because now I know who they are.
Ooh, yes, God.
I I was just like, word, you can have enemies mingled in with the people, but like as long as you can see them and watch them, you can like travel. That was news to me. That was free game.
Yeah.
That was definitely a life lesson. And so
Hmm.
there's plenty of things where like, you have to learn how to navigate people, manage people. Some of the things that I learned from R&B. And then I found out it's not just a lyric that actually works in real life. It can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You listen to the wrong person, you will be messed up. But in truth, you may have to navigate like hostile waters sometimes. And I didn't know this until Mel told me.
Mhm.
So thank you.
And
Oh,
you, yeah. And you'll never make the same mistake twice.
oh, see? Oh,
That's why, yeah, this is my other favorite.
it was wild.
She, like you said in the beginning, Mark, she was spitting game like some truth. And maybe this industry just wasn't ready for it because it was very, very bold and honest. Just like we talked about with you with the Velvet Rope, actually. As honest as that album was, the world wasn't ready for it like it was supposed to. This, this was so bold lyrically and the stuff she was talking about. The industry wasn't ready. They wasn't.
Yeah, she wasn't doing love taps. She was throwing.
Right.
She was intent
Mm.
to like no, like I want you to actually feel this in your cells.
Yes. Agreed.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh God, I love this. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one of my songs. So I have a I have a playlist and it's called
Yes.
so,
Sorry, go
huh?
ahead. No, no,
Oh,
I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing
oh,
with you.
I have a playlist of sun meditation and every song is
Oh,
like related to the sun or light and brightness and all the
I
songs.
know it very well. Thank you, Elise.
And that's what, and this is, and Shine is on that. And I think
Yes.
where I put in the playlist just at the right spot to where, so anyway.
Yeah,
And
it is
I
a good
love it.
feedback.
Thank you. I'll be at work and I need it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I really do play that in the morning or send it to people and be like, play this in the morning. And they're like, oh
Yep.
my God. Like that's,
I
Okay,
was
yeah.
explaining to
so
So,
y'all what she
so
did to me
Shine
one
is,
morning.
is actually one of my favorite songs on the album. Not the favorite, but it's up
Right.
there for me.
oh,
Right.
cool, cool, cool. Okay, so I forgot that this was here. All right, so this is a promo version that they put out, just like a DJ sampler with just Get Up, I, Infinite Possibilities, Searching for My Soul, and Shine. Um, I had this because I would keep that in a frame. It used to be on my wall. I was like, well, I'm not taking it down from the wall every time I want to play it. So I had a version of this where like the songs I play the most are on it, like including Shine. But I forgot that there was this whole promo thing that was can you see it?
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, so
you
this is
got
what they were
one of them
showing
joints
music.
I got with In Vogue joint.
Oh, really? They got one of those?
We're born to sing. It was in there, and I talked about it. It was like a little, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I love it, but like it kind of gives me an idea of how they were trying to like respect to Steve Ripley from the Sony Music Urban Division. I think they probably did their best. I hope they did their best. It is what it is at this point. But
right.
Shine was one of those songs where it was kind of like if it hadn't been on this promo, I would have been so mad. Like there's essentials on this album, and Shine is absolutely one of them.
No, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Then we come to Down.
How do you really feel about this song?
Mm-mm, not for me.
Really?
I don't need the bass line. Is I'm gonna find something. You know me at least. Even the song that I don't like, I'm gonna
You find
find something.
you find some fuck shit with it that you do. But
Go
I
ahead.
I like Down because it's so fucking weird and it's so theatrical and it puts me in the mind of uh, just the whole theatric part of it puts me in the mind of like a Jill Talk to Me or like a Vivian Green No More sitting by the phone, just the weird theatrical all over the place. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. But I understand exactly why you don't like it, JR.
Mm-hmm.
It makes I knew that would be the song that you did not like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
I knew it. I knowed it.
Yeah. I was just like, when I heard, I was like, okay. And I was like, well, let me find something. It's kind of weird, kind of how you're not the one starts. Very weird. Even though I like that song, but then once this guy was just like,
Feel
mm,
like no.
yes, like it's a, even though she's vocalizing for blood on this though, like she
Sheesh.
is, she's, but yeah, this is one of the ones I'm like, I don't skip it. I'll listen to it, but I have like the face. I'm like,
I,
Not
yeah,
the
you gonna get a refill. I knew that would be the song
yeah,
I knew
yeah,
that'd be the
you know
one.
me well. You know me well, yes.
And I just like it because it's like I said, it's dramatic and weird, and I like that because I'm dramatic and weird.
So I knew somebody wouldn't like this song somewhere. I'm not surprised that JR's just kind of like, take it or leave it. I can go reverse
Yeah.
the drink on this. Um, but I was always in on this because of the rhythm. It is on its
Um,
way to becoming jungle music. It's this close to becoming drum and bass. Um, there's a song on India Davenport's album called "Oh Mother Earth, Embrace" that rocks just like this. Well, sorry, not just like it. It's very technical, very specifically electronic, and so I think if a DJ had gotten a hold of this song like Down, they probably would have had a promo of this out that was just like setting dance floors on fire. Um, but like you have to be in those circles, you have to like have that kind of vision, you have to believe in it. Other than that, it would just be an album track. But like I have always loved the explicit jazziness of this song. There's a particular mode that she is striking that she is committed to throughout. You quicken your step as you laugh, and that's where my soliloquy is. It's like, really? Are you gonna sit here and like she might as well have just been puffing a cigarette in between her phrases and like had a martini in the other hand because it's all torch song to me. And like
well,
Lee,
since you put it that way with the martini, now I can rock with it.
that's what sold it for you.
Yes.
Intervention.
Drugs are bad,
Go
okay?
Look,
ahead.
your best
Go
friend is
ahead.
a bartender. So I mean, we should have seen it coming, but yeah,
Makes sense.
down. I've
It's,
always
it's,
been
a,
down
it's a
for. I
symbiotic
know
thing. Yeah.
it's not the first pick on the team, but like, yeah, I love it, and I don't always listen to it.
Yeah. That
You do, you
piano
do.
is
Okay, yeah,
blah. Okay.
yeah, I love it. It
As
has.
my girl will say, that piano? Okay.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I love that song. Love it.
I agreed. It is not my favorite on this album. It would have been my favorite on another album, but because competition was already so heavy on this, Down gets to be something that I'm just glad is on the project. I'm
Yeah.
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 and it keeps me from getting bored with everything else. To that effect, like if Down had not been on this project, if had not been on the project, I could have gotten bored with the consistency of the sound. It would have been too samey, and then I wouldn't have been able to pick out the difference in the other joints. So like as an album, yep, I still respect it. It's spot on here.
Mhm. Yes. And then we come to weather.
Ah, another favorite for me.
Na 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 na.
Ain't no way. Get
I love
away.
how
Oh God, I love that.
I love how bright the song sounds. Like when it comes in, it feels like
Hmm.
light.
Yes.
It
This.
feels like walking into a spa for me, and it is my favorite song on the album.
Ooh.
I think it has always been, has it? It has, yeah, it has always been. It's always been weather for me. Um, Verses, chorus, vamps, scats, the harmonics of the bass that get played, bling, bling, like just
Mhm.
randomly in there. Like everything about this song to me is just like if I were into psychedelics, this song sounds like what I would want my trip to feel like.
Yes.
It's yeah. If I could feel and smell and taste this song, I'm like I would welcome that on my senses
Mhm.
because
Hmm.
everything about whether sonically where things sit, oh, the way that kick drum hits. it is so uh not heavy, but it thumps right in the spot. And like I like feeling where it hits. And it doesn't have to be loud, but like between that and the rim shot, everything is perfect for me. I just, y'all.
And and in this song, so I'm not copying you, but this is my favorite song on the album too. And
It's
t-
too many agreeing with y'all
Look,
two on this one. Well, I don't know what's going on. It's
sorry,
2025
you
for
can't do
real.
that.
Like,
You are throwing the balance of the universe out of whack. So you need to immediately erase that and be like, no, I hate this song. This song is my even if. And so, like, because if you don't, then, everything's going
yeah,
to be petty wumpus.
this this and Shine are like my favorites on the album. And oh, but also what I like about this song, I like how the little guitar licks just come in there just randomly, and then just go and then come back just at the right spot. It's gorgeous.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like a butterfly visiting you. Oh, is that a butterfly? And then it goes, yeah, that's just awesome.
Is that it? Well, all right, girl, go off. What
The
are you
last two
doing?
minutes, she's eating. She's eating, just eating. The last 2 minutes, I'm like, will you go off then? like, okay.
I wonder what it was like for her in the studio when she was doing this, layering the vocals, just coming up with her ad libs. I wonder if there was any more than just a couple takes. It doesn't feel like it was worked hard. It just felt like she just exhaled and then like something magnificent just appeared out of thin air. I love it, love it, love it.
Yes. Oh, then we close the album with the song that be making me cry, make me
That
whole.
part, that part. That's why I'm like, when you said there's a thing with a band, I'm like, no.
I don't want
I
it. I
don't
don't even.
need it. I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear. Like, I'm not gonna go look for that.
Me either.
It's gonna
Sorry.
make me. I feel like it's gonna make me angry.
It really is. Because this is about her voice and piano, period.
Look, and I want the band on the single version of Makes Me Whole. Um, it doesn't intrude the way I felt like the band did on Even If. But it's just kind of like, oh, that's an interesting alternate reality. I have never needed that from this song. But if this were the album version, I would have just been like, oh, that's nice. But it would have taken something away from the song for me.
Mm.
I don't believe in romance. I feel like it's artifice. I feel like it is Disney. But if you listen to Make Me Whole enough times, you will consider, okay, maybe I was wrong.
You are wrong.
So I have a decision to make here. Am I going to stick with what I was planning to do, or am I going to change course? Nope, nope, nope. I can handle this. I don't have to be who I've been with Elise. Yes, I'm going to be okay. All right, so
But
yes,
I'm the only half that makes you whole, Bart. You need me.
JR, JR, help me. I need a sponsor. She's trying me.
Because your eyes are the windows to heaven. That's what she said. Your smile heals millions. I'm sorry. Your love completes her existence. You're the other
Sure.
half that makes her whole. I'm
Square.
sorry, Mark. I'm
I'm sorry,
sorry.
Mark. Please go ahead, because I'm sorry.
Yes, sorry, we're being silly. Go
Because
ahead.
you about to say something profound, and I just couldn't let it happen. But I'm gonna I'm gonna behave.
You can't help the way you are.
Thanks.
So
I'm
if
so sorry.
I can't with y'all.
I choose to love you anyway, I'm gonna do it. So make me whole. Look, this is a weird thing. This is the song that I listen to the least on the album because as far as I'm concerned, even if it's not on the album, it's typically because I don't let myself feel these kinds of feelings. So
Ah,
this song reminds me of everything I don't do. Like the idea of being like, okay, like you are so perfect for me that like everything is, and I'm pretty sure this song was written about LaRue. Like so many of
totally.
my songs have, and I know "Make Me Whole" sets a precedence sets a precedent that continues on. Actually, was there a song like that? Okay,
For real.
that's what I was just thinking. For Real is this kind of song, but not in the same kind of mode. Um,
Hmm.
then you get back to I Do Take on Ice Cream Every Day. It is definitely the child of Make Me Whole.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Big time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And so I Do Take, I actually um I don't reject I Do Take for the same reason, because for whatever reason, I Do Take seems more wizened, more knowing. Make Me Whole is like starry-eyed, it's young, it's youthful, it's idealistic. It
Mhm.
is so pure
Raw.
that
It's
I
very
think it's
raw.
fake. So
Ooh.
this is why I can't rock with the song. Nothing wrong with the song at all. I actually like the song. I just can't access it. It's like I I don't know what to do with it. Make me I don't think I've ever had a love like that in my life. Um if that happens to me and I get that starry-eyed heart emoji, like y'all might be like, what happened to Mark? I can't see it for me because I'm super cynical, but like this song is amazing. I wish I could be carried away with it like everybody else who is.
So the song too wholesome for your dark cold heart is what you're trying to get at.
The sad thing is, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sadly,
That's
yeah.
the clip notes of it. Yeah.
And I'm so surprised that you picked up on that because you're not one to come for me in any capacity ever. So, thank you for changing your whole modus operandi just for me.
And but you know what? No, you know what? You got a point. Because there are times when I can't access this song. If I'm on some fuck love shit, I cannot. But see, right now I'm all in love and I'm starry eyed and heart emoji and shit. So it, this song feels like a nice coat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I resent that it fits so much for you. Seeing you happy does a thing for me, and you know that. So I would ask you to at least make yourself decent. Hide that for me. Damn.
I can't though.
My brother-in-law got out.
Jayara, can you please
Out.
tell your
Planes
friend
out there. I'm
you
sorry.
don't like her, right? You you know I don't like her, right?
Oh yeah, the world knows this.
You know
She
the
gonna sit here and flaunt her happiness in front of me.
I'm
but this
She's so happy. That's why I love it. Like, whew.
but but in that song, there's one part that's so goofy to me, but I like the goofiness of it because it makes the wholesomeness more
So
believable.
because that can be so many moments, I am so on the edge of my seat trying to figure out which one is the one for you.
It's so
What's your one?
goofy. I believe the angels saw your brothers. That's so goofy.
That's the line for you?
No, I said it's goofy. Like
Yes.
corny.
I-
I believe angels saw your brothers.
okay, with my grinchy ass heart, um, I feel like this whole song is corny. But here's another thing. If for some reason you really do not like the song, or you just think it's mid, it's blah, it's an invitation to examine yourself. What is it about you that doesn't like someone really enjoying and being carried away with love?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is it
Yeah,
that
Mark, why do you hate love?
I
Why do you
don't
hate
hate
happiness?
love.
Why do you hate joy?
I don't
You can
hate
have it.
I don't hate happiness. I don't hate joy. I hate yours. That's specific.
Okay.
So if you could just be a little bit less happy for me, that'd be awesome. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Let me tell you what Mark be commenting like on my Instagram photos and shit. Like, you look really great, but I hate how happy you are.
I can't let her have her moment. I
At
don't want
all.
her to shine. I don't want her to feel fulfilled as a human being. And so I do my level best to interrupt it at every possible opportunity. It is my contribution to the world.
Oh.
Yes. He good for that. Like, or like if we post a joint analysis, both of us be like, oh, the picture looks nice. Not you, Elise. Like you be like, for real, Mark. Like, and then
Well, look,
everybody go and like it. They love y'all banner, I swear. Like,
I don't do it for the applause. It's just the right thing to do.
Oh. Then it works out because nobody claps for you, so it works out.
Every other day, it's a smiley selfie. It's a shiny, like she just be loving herself, be minding her business, be moisturized. And I'm like, don't nobody want to see all that? We didn't have to. Can you please cover up your face?
It's too pretty.
Have some decency. Think of the children. Someone please think of the children. All that up.
Why I just thought of Tommy Davidson one. The children bounced them on their knees.
What comes next?
that's
Bounce on
what
me and
you
sing
think
a
about,
melody.
about that.
Oh
Oh,
God.
oh,
Lord
did
All
help
you?
right,
my
Amel.
Jesus. Oh
I'm sorry.
Lord.
None of this is about Amel. This is my reaction to the rampant joy in Make Me Whole. Okay, one more. Is it Make Me Whole or Makes Me Whole? The
Make me
lyric is
whole.
Makes Me Whole, but the song is
Make me
Make
whole.
Me
Okay.
Whole. Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Wow. I,
What?
What?
I thought I heard something. Sorry. I was like, what the
I got to ride up the Baltimore with the foot.
heck? Right. I was like, okay. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, but yeah, I'm adore this album,
Yeah.
and um, I don't know, I don't know. What
I
you got to
would
say, Mark?
I would hope that everybody like listens to this, particularly now, because like I feel like it's one of those albums that was amazing, didn't get seen. And so if you go back and you look at it, you might be like, oh, this is really great. Why hadn't I like picked up on this before? Um, and so like it's the kind of album that just begs for rediscovery because I don't think it was heard entirely. Now, okay, I think yeah. So in Europe and in Japan, I think Infinite Possibilities actually had the Get Up remix on it. The Thread Had Fun remix that has Most Def on it. And it has that same sample that De La Soul used in, oh, what was it? Can you remember? Was it a roller skating jam named Saturdays? But it's just
Saturday.
called Saturday.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is so dope. It so fits the song. And so like so it was there. So if that came out back in like February in Europe and in Japan, so it shows that they had it, but maybe they didn't believe in it for like US markets or whatever. But it's amazing. And I think it actually belongs with the album. I hope they at some point re-release it and bring that out. But you know, we'll see what happens. Like this is a really amazing piece of art that is underrated, underappreciated, and I think it's been foundational for a lot of people because when they were discovering what neo soul was or what it was being presented as or how it was being marketed, its sound was right in the slipstream of everything else. It's important. It is superior in its category. And I don't think people understand it. So like I just hope that they go back and be like, okay, yeah, I see why people like her. And I think I could actually get to like this too. It is very much one of those.
Yeah.
Final
Agreed.
answer?
Yeah.
Agreed.
It got
Hmm.
me and Elise to
Loved
agree,
it.
so you know.
Well, we have now reached my favorite part of the show.
The end.
With you, yeah, the end. Um, and that is the
Lord.
word song association. And I was gonna do a thing with year 2000 songs, but they're really not all that interesting to me. So because you are well versed in Amel's discography, I'm gonna give you an emotion,
Okay.
and you give me a Amel Larrieux song that can include Groove Theory songs as well, and it can include this album as well. Just from her catalog that
Or
first comes
Sweetback,
to mind
anything
around that
else.
emotion.
Okay.
What?
Or Sweetback or anything else, because you know,
It could be the Sweetback because she was on the what was the name of that
you will
song?
rise and
You
gaze.
Arise. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a little
Okay.
everybody on there. We got a little Maxwell on there, Sweetback, and all
Right,
kind of stuff.
Bahamadia.
Yeah, all that good shit.
It was a moment. It really should have been a thing. But yes, I'm curious. What's
It
your
really should have. I agree. All right. First emotion, calm.
home? Let's.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, for a weird reason, I'll have to explain this. It's gonna be Gills and Tales from the Morning album, and okay, I'm gonna try to make sense. So the reason why I think of Calm when I think of that song is because it's in the same key as Layla Hathaway's Breathe. And when I need to calm down, the first thing I do is I'll listen to
Oh,
Breathe on repeat until I can woosah and get back into the space that I usually occupy there. But whenever I hear Breathe, I know they're both, I think, in the key of G major, E minor. And so you can listen to them back to back and they just will occupy the same frequencies and they will complement each other. So when I hear Breathe, I also want to hear Gills and Tales. And so I get, even though Gills and Tales is the song that I listen to when I am absolutely overwhelmed and I feel like, can I come up for air? This is too much. Like I'm getting eaten up down here. Um, it's a way that I deal with some of those things, and it helps me to work through the difficulty of those emotions. So whether it's I feel very, very calm or I feel very, very not, Gills and Tails, breathe. They're like a binary star system for me.
Mhm. That makes sense. All right. Joy.
Joy. Oh, wow.
Joy to be. Mhm.
Okay, I feel like I'll probably come up with something better later and then kick myself for not choosing that. But the first thing I think about is Treble on Morning because it's so playful and her doing like the trumpet at the end and it's just some people got that je ne sais quoi. I'm like, it's just fun, it's happy. So this is totally like hypocritical, but like the way that I'm just kind of like, yeah, I can't get into like the joy that's in Make Me Whole. Um, the joy that she has somewhere else, like when she talks about, like a restorative joy in magic, that makes me go like,
that makes me happy. I love magic. Oh my God.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Or honestly, like just once, it's like, yep, it's very like, keep your head up. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. There's so many songs like that that are idealistic and pure, and I don't know why I'm able to accept those and accept that joy. But yeah, okay, I'll stick with Trouble for now. Um, there's so many other songs where she is just like rampant with her. Okay, it probably should have been Weather. I probably should have said Weather. Or Hello, It's Me from the Group Theory album. See, you see the problem I'm having? There's so much of this feeling that she's able to
Yes.
encapsulate and convey. Like whenever you start talking about like Minnie Riperton or Cy Smith, and they're able to give you that feeling like you're like sitting there in the cover of Come to My Garden and everything is perfect and it's just like
Oh,
you're in paradise. Like she's great at capturing that joy so much that I'm having a hard time picking the song. But okay, I'm gonna make Weather my final answer, and I'll probably still hear something else and think I should have chose that. Mm,
I like to see you suffer. Sadness.
sadness. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
The proper answer should be Gills and Tails, but I am going to put y'all onto a song that you probably don't know that she did in maybe not 2000. Um, I don't have the vinyl with me, but it's called Now You Know Better, and it's on an album by an artist called Mondo Grosso, who was I think it might have been only released overseas. I don't think it was even like a thing here in the US. But Amel did this whole song that's pretty much about going through adolescence, growing, having that joy that you were just talking about, kind of interrupted by realizing that the world is not a safe place. And it's like, okay, this was really hard to deal with, but okay, you got through it. Now you know better, and you can actually be okay. You can make it. That kind of thing is the sadness for me is in recognizing that where you were safe, you aren't anymore. And it's about getting okay with not being safe or reconciling the fact that at some point you were really in danger or someone really hurt you badly. But now, okay, you can deal with it. Um, I could talk for that like another 30 minutes about just that song, but please go find it because it's one of those things like that song should have probably been on Infinite Possibilities. It fits the vibe, it fits the aesthetic of the album. And it's just slightly less neo soul, less bassy, less soulful, but nonetheless it is delicate and crystalline and gorgeous. And yeah, you should stop asking me questions because this situation right here, my God, she's such a great writer that I have so much respect for her. We can talk about this for a minute.
Yeah. All right. Anger slash annoyance, like angry feelings.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at your face right now and I'm distracted.
Because
Sorry,
I'm
would you
so
say my name?
gorgeous. Huh?
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, no. Um,
Fucking asshole.
we do. Um, I think the angriest song I've ever heard from her that I can think of is probably "Say You Want It All," because
Ooh. Hmm.
you mess with her money, with her creativity, and she's like, okay, you probably thought she was sweet. Let me let you know I'm not with this. Um, and I also don't know if people know that part of why she went indie is because Prince advocated that she get out of the system. Um, I think that gave her the confidence to get out of this when she was dealing with like say you wanted all type feelings. But I'm like, it could have been searching for my soul is a righteous indignation that sadly is more relevant right now in 2025 in January than it has been before. And you've really been through it and you might go through some more. That was an Amel lyric too. So many things about like anger. God, my God. Okay, I know this isn't typical. What would you have answered? Because I know there's songs that speak to this and I can't get to them. If you had to think of a song that you associate with anger with Amel, what would yours be?
Hmm. Maybe
I'm trying to think.
it's in my head. Oh, there's a song I'm thinking of in my brain,
Um,
not access.
That is a really hard question.
Cause all of hers, I don't get any from that.
And it's not like she denies emotions that are unpleasant. You'll get songs like Danger, where it's really reckoning with the fact that the world is not a safe place, period. Um, and gosh, there'll be anything like a "You Done Me Wrong" song, like "Sweet Misery," probably has a component of anger in it, but because it's so
Yeah,
smooth and so smoky, you miss it. "Say You Want It All" is probably as overt as that gets. Um, but I feel like I'm missing something there.
I think weary is, but that's not so much anger. That's like kind of that's a touch of anger too. But
I mean, yeah, I can see how that's informed by anger. Um, I feel
but
like maybe that's the
weary
prelude.
is weary. Like
Yeah, it is
it is
very.
what. But there's an anger component in weariness. But
Yeah, that's a hard one because it's not an emotion that is foreign to like Amel's songs or to her art, but she never makes it like the top layer of the song.
yeah,
right.
And like it'll be in Searching for My Soul, that's probably as hot as the righteous indignation goes. And Say You Want It All, so it's like, no, you are personally messing with my money. Um, yeah, those are probably the top of it, but wow, that's a tough question, but not an irrelevant one.
hmm all right. And you know what? I'm gonna end it with playful. I don't know. I just want to end it up. But I'm not gonna dig into the romantic because I was gonna do that, and I was just like, no, let's
I'm
go
not even
somewhere
gonna
else.
dig here. I'm just gonna go with my first mind. Probably For Real.
Oh,
For Real is very like waking up in the same bed and then not getting up and making breakfast, not doing anything but just like kiki and ha ha and like yeah.
for her to just open braver like that, like it's just like, it's just some
Mm,
playful shit, and she just opening it.
yeah. It
I'm
very
like,
much
And
sounds like skipping and playing like hopscotch on like on a playground and
mm-hmm.
very pure.
yeah, and for real is one of her songs. You bring up a bell, like people know that song.
And I'm so glad at least that one hit. Like so you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
I feel like For Real,
Thank you, VH1 Soul, because
right? They was running it.
they ran that. And
But
I was
see,
very glad of it because I really love that song.
I feel
I love
like
Mm-hmm.
that album.
For Real
Um,
probably told Sony what they were missing. Like, see, this is what you could have been doing.
Right.
This could be us, but you playing.
what you playing? Yeah. My kind of song for kind of like the playful, lighthearted, it's kind of We Can Be New gives me that feeling.
Yeah.
And that's my absolute favorite Amel Larrieux song,
Like,
actually.
it's
Yeah.
so on the nose that like every January 1st, I have to listen to We Can Be New along with my tradition of listening to Stevie's songs in the Key of Life in its entirety on vinyl every January 1st. But We Can Be New is so she is so good at capturing things that are seasonal, things whether they're autumnal or vernal or wintered. She's very in tune with that. Like so, like if Amel was a spirit, I wonder if she'd be like a wind or something because she's very with the elements, and We Can Be New just has all that feeling to me. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
She definitely would be the wind. Definitely the wind.
mm,
Yeah.
we should be friends. If you weren't the way you were, I would probably like you. Can you be more like JR?
No.
I just thought I'd ask. It was worth a shot.
I am what I am.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And we love you for it. Mark love you too.
Oh, I know he does.
Keep my name
Oh.
out your mouth.
I know he does. That's why I let him get away with all this buzz. And that's okay.
And the
But
world
yeah.
loves it.
But Mark Chappelle,
Yes.
you got anything? coming out that you want to tell folks about, or
Yeah.
any parting words for the cousins?
You know, I am not working on anything that is ready to reveal anytime soon, but I'm still writing for Albumism. I'll be writing about the plan is to write about Amel's Infinite Possibilities this year, of course, and Stevie Wonder's A Time to Love, which is going to turn 20 this year. What else? In
Oh
Circle
yes.
is turning 40 this year, and I know that's it's a different one in Stevie's catalog because you know the 80s was rough on him. Also, I plan to
I
write a
love it. I
Hmm?
love N Square Circle though.
You know, I
I'm a
bought it
fan.
recently because like the Wonder Stevie like podcast really kind of reminded me like, yeah, let me go get a little bit deeper into this.
She at
And
least got me like that. She
you
got me
know,
like that too.
I listened to it this year recently and I realized, wow, I definitely undercounted how great this album is. It
Me
does have some
too.
of the 80s stuff that's weird, but like I'll get to explore that with albumism. Um, I signed on to write the article about waiting to exhale. And so that I'm like, I have to start now because you know there's so much in that with Babyface and Whitney and the cavalcade of all these amazing talents from the 90s
Huh?
that are here.
Who
Uh,
did we talk to? Was it Ed we talked to about that one?
Ed.
Did you see that episode, Mark?
I may have, you know, like I just be running
Yeah.
y'all stuff like, you know, when I'm cleaning the house and like get my education and whatnot. So let me go back and do it again because I
It's a good one. It
know
was with Ed Bowser. It's a really good one.
I think
Yeah.
when I wrote about Tony Braxton, like your catch that was helpful. When I wrote about Tevin Campbell's I'm Ready, that was super helpful. And then I'll go on record and say, like, you're the reason why I can respect Don't Say Goodbye, Girl now. Like, that is my new favorite. And I just discovered it when I wrote about it. Like,
Oh,
now I can get into it. But, like, that was from watching the catch. So, yeah, your representatives, you know, doing what the schools won't. So, uh, so yeah, like
oh, I
the
can't wait to
Mel.
I have to wait to
Oh,
exhale.
yeah. The other thing that I plan on writing about this year is Minnie Riperton's Adventures in Paradise because Perfect Angel
Ah,
is such a thing. And like, you know how we had a time talking about that. And
yes.
I'm sorry, the way I acted up, I really showed my ass. And I'm, you know, you deserve better. Even you deserve better. So, um, if okay, well, never mind. Like
I had to pick my eye up. It rolled out of my head.
that's never happened before. Yeah, so like those things are coming up this year. So I can give you the preview because it's like, you know, top of the year, whatever. Like looking forward to that. And I'm gonna try to add some other things and write about more new music and see what else can be popping. But I'm on Blue Sky. Please look me up as Mark Chappelle, MarkChappelle. I think at some point I might try to get verified there because it, you know, doesn't mess with my spirit the way it would have on that old Bird app. So um, please follow me. Like I don't know if I can tell the difference between you and a bot, but like I love talking to people about music and I feel like it reminds me of what Twitter was like when Twitter first started. Like it's kind of back to the purity and we're trying to deal with a difficult situation as much as we can. Like hopefully there's still a Black Music Month by the time it gets to February. We don't know. But you know, we'll see what happens. So,
Yes.
but yeah.
Well, we thank your rude ass for coming back and hanging with us once again. I mean, honestly, we fuck with you on some level. We keep bringing you back, and you keep asking to come. So
Maybe you need to talk about you and being okay with abusive relationships. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna be no different way. Not with you.
says the mental health professional. But anyway, uh,
I'm just securing myself a job.
says the ethnomusicologist.
Right.
Musicologize me, sir. Uh,
Lord.
but no, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
As always. See, I forgot to say this in the episode.
But
Lord.
I had been asked Mark
Oh.
Chappelle
Oh.
to come and talk about Mel Larue. I didn't even pick an album. I said any album. He hemmed and hawed a couple years. And then he gonna ask me a couple months ago, can I come on and talk about Mel Larue? I was like, nigga, I've been asked you to do that, and you was all.
You know,
That's
I
all.
think I probably wanted to do the Amel Larrieux album because you wanted to do something else. So, you you set me up.
Lies. I said it could be any album. I was like, but I would prefer
Well,
um
yeah,
the
actually, we
first
haven't
two,
talked
but
about
I
new
didn't.
albums.
What?
You were talking about like us doing something newer, because like like I be in my '90s bag, '80s, '70s, and stuff. But like, yeah, there's still things that I respect from the 2000s. So I would love to talk about some of that. But like, I think you said like, yeah, why don't we do something like this? I was like, yeah, I do want to do that, but can we do this coming up because I feel like there's an anniversary that might work for y'all.
And then he gave me a list of some other artists of shit I've been asking him to come talk about.
Oh Lord.
I got receipts.
You got a bad attitude. That's what.
Do.
Here we go again, agreeing. So.
And I put myself through this sweet misery every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. You reached in and stole my 2 hours and now I want it back.
Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, raggedy ass.
Mhm. Yes. But we appreciate Mark. We really do. Thank you,
Yes.
cousins. Keep liking and sharing us, and new folks subscribe. Come join this crazy little family that we got
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Um, yeah, man, we just catch y'all on the next catch that. Cause see you down, but when you gonna get up?
Oh, I like that.